Good afternoon. So if you are tuning into this live or if you're catching the replay, hey guys, it's Erica Castner. I'm super stoked you're here. I wanted to come in here and share a quick tip on how we can start bridging the gap between what we're doing online to brand our business and what we might be doing offline to promote and get our brand out there. Perfect case and example, I just left a luncheon today. I go to probably at least three different events. They might not necessarily be luncheons, they might be workshops, they might be some sort of event. I'm doing at least 3 to 5 a month, depending on what my travel schedule looks like. I'm going to move this just a little bit because my little handy dandy stand is working a little crooked there. So I do 3 to 5 different in-person events. Now, for those of you who are not used to doing in-person events, don't freak out. I promise I'm going to give you a little tip on how to start positioning yourself in front of events online. I'm sorry, offline. Offline is what I'm talking about today. So let me go back here. Today, I went to a luncheon. Now, at the luncheon, we were talking, it was actually an educational luncheon, a woman by the name of Heather Kane. She is a very visible realtor who's doing some amazing things. She's got some partnerships with HGTV and some other things that she's doing out in the community to not only broaden her base here, but she's also wanting to broaden her base on a national level, you know? And this is actually going to kind of annoy me here, but we'll try to work through it. So when we're thinking about positioning ourselves in an in-person type of scenario, whether it's a coffee date, whether it's a group coffee date, I'm not talking about an individual coffee date, but I'm talking about like a morning coffee powwow that you might go to. You are definitely a luncheon, because usually a luncheon is going to lend itself to more of that lunch and learn environment, which is also super cool. Wow, this is really being wonky today. Hopefully that'll solve it with what I just did with the steering wheel. Okay, so when we're thinking about positioning our brand in front of people, actual people, one of the topics that came up today in Heather's presentation, because she's been able to do some very strategic things as it relates to growing her business. Now, she is in an industry, she is a realtor in Southwest Florida. Okay, Southwest Florida needs another realtor like I need another hole in my head, okay? We have a ton of realtors. So it's very difficult to stand out in that industry, right? What she's been able to do is position her brand, her unique personality, her value prop in front of more people that would potentially be her client. However, she's strategically aligning herself with other partners, like in her example would be things like HGTV. Hey, how are you, Chaz? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a long time, my friend. When you're thinking about your positioning, okay, now this isn't necessarily like your branding, this is a totally different topic, but I'm talking about like your personal positioning, okay, what you're doing online, what you're doing offline. We have to have a fair amount of both. We can't necessarily have one or the other, okay? A lot of online marketers are going to knock my ish on this point, but I'm going to make myself pretty clear when I'm going to say what I'm about ready to say. People want to do business with people. They don't necessarily do business with people that are like an image card that you're going to see on social media. They're not building a relationship with a post. They're not building a relationship with a blog. They're not building a relationship with a website. All of those things can actually drive impressions. So if you are out and about and you're connecting with people in person, whether you're doing it at a networking event, whether you're doing it at a conference, whether you're doing it at a luncheon, it doesn't really matter whether you're doing it at the grocery store. I've talked about stories in the past where I've literally connected with one of my strategic partners today, somebody that I refer a lot of business to. I connected with her in a Trader Joe's grocery line, like in a different city than what I'm in, okay? So no matter where you're at, you can connect with people in person. But where the real magic comes into how you're going to connect with them beyond, right? So we see them in person. We might grab their business card, especially if we're meeting them for the first time, but we want to have a positive impression with them, right? We want to continue engaging with them, and we might not necessarily have the time to interact with them on a social level, on a one-to-one level, because we're all busy, right? One of the things that we can do to position our brand in front of those people that we're meeting in person is we can actually, and this is what I did today, and this is what I'm gifting for all of you today to just take with you and consider this the next time you're at an event, is to think about, I could use this as a real opportunity to position my brand in front of other influencers. Not just at this event, but beyond that online. And here's how you do it. Start with your smartphone. Whip that out and start taking pictures of people at the event. Now, of course, I always throw this out there. You always want to ask permission for pictures. You do not want to go in and be all creepy about this and start taking pictures of people, because you're going to get kicked out. However, if you can come from a place, and this is what I did today. I literally went up to my dear friend who was organizing this event. I went up to her and I said, hey, I noticed nobody's taking pictures. Like, would that be helpful if I took some pictures while you're schmoozing and doing all the things you're doing as the event organizer? And she's like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. So I just graciously went up to obviously people that I knew that would know that I wasn't like a creeper, and I started taking pictures. I let them know that, hey, I'm taking a few pictures for Melissa in this case, who was the event organizer, just so she can have them on social media. Can I gather you guys in for a quick photo? Of course, when I say, can I gather you guys for a quick photo, if they start moving into that photo, guess what? They're pretty much given me permission to do that. But notice I said up front, hey, I'm taking pictures for this event. Meaning that that's a cue of hey, I'm taking pictures because I'm probably going to be putting these on the event page or the web page or something that's associated with this event. So it's subliminal. It's giving people an opportunity to opt out if they want to. I'm not going to hate on somebody if they don't want to take their picture, if they don't want to get their picture taken. But here's where the strategy comes in, okay? So I'm a content producer. I'm doing this live stream right now. You guys, if you've hung out with me at any point in the juncture, you know that I produce live streams. I produce blogs. I've done a podcast or two in the past. What you can do to leverage this piece of information is take those pictures, and there's a very high level strategy I don't want to share today because we're not going to have time for it. I shared this in my Rev Up Your It Factor program. I definitely do not have time to share that today. I wish I did because it's awesome. But the strategy that I will share with you, which is very simple, is taking the photos that you just took from your phone and putting them on your page. Don't put them on your personal page. Put them on your business page. Chances are, if you're at a networking event, you are there to represent your business, your organization. So make sure those pictures go onto that page. Now, what you can do is you can obviously tag the organizer or the event. In this case, it was a women's luncheon. So once I do this activity, I can then share that or start tagging the organization. And of course, my new friends or my existing friends, depending on who I captured today on within my camera, I can tag those people where it's appropriate. Or now I have a picture or an opportunity to follow up with a person that might not necessarily be on Facebook, but I all of a sudden have their business card because I did engage with them at this event. I talked with them. I chatted them up a little bit. So it's taking this one aspect with your smartphone, taking that one aspect and saying, okay, I'm taking what I'm learning in person. I'm engaging with people, hanging out. And now I'm going to take it a step further and I'm going to let other people know what I was doing this afternoon as a business owner, as a leader. I want to let people know what's going on in my world, right? If I wasn't necessarily engaging, if I wasn't necessarily going out there and showing other people that I'm building my business just as much as I'm helping other people build their business, if I was just behind my computer screen all the time, I wouldn't be congruent with my brand. Now, I'm not suggesting to you if you sit behind a desk that this is necessarily the best strategy for you. However, if you are the business owner or a leader within your organization, it behooves you to go out there and get out from behind your computer, behind your smartphone and actually engage with people. And again, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people who are building their business online, they might boohoo me and they might say that, oh, well, like, you know, going to in-person events, we don't need that because we build our business online. BS, okay? Because there are a number of thought leaders out there that they're not necessarily going to your local chamber of commerce event, but they're definitely going up there into other bigger conferences. They're getting in front of other mediums. They're talking to people on podcast interviews. They're doing live summits. They're engaging in a way that doesn't make them look two-dimensional. They're engaging with their voice and with their thoughts. So it works both ways. I feel like wholeheartedly, this has been my platform from day one. But if you're building a business in today's century, you've got to be out there in person. You cannot be behind your desk and expecting the business is going to come find you, because my friends, they're never going to find you if you're not in a position to go out there and find them. So I hope this tip was helpful. If you have some questions on how you can find your ideal clients, or at least position yourself in front of your ideal clients, I'd love to learn more about your current areas of focus and how I might support. One more quick thing before I wrap it up and get into my next appointment. I did want to gently remind people that if you're watching this today, in about a week or so, on March 22nd in Fort Myers, we are doing the Expand Your Presence workshop. It is a phenomenal way for you to understand how you can be more visible in the next 30 days. Find those strategic partners that are going to likely refer you more customers, and obviously do things in a more efficient manner so you can get out there and get the business that you want without having to spin your wheels and track down those people all by your lonesome and not have the strategy behind what you're doing. So that is on March 22nd in Fort Myers. I'll be sure to put the link below in this video because you'll definitely want to go check that out. Fort Myers, Florida. If you're watching this in another part of the country, you're not going to necessarily get it as Fort Myers, Florida, but it's in Fort Myers, Florida, 4 to 6, March 22nd. Expand Your Presence. Like I said, I'll have the link in the comment section of this video today. Go check it out. This is the coolest way for you to get in front of your ideal clients, expand your presence and your visibility so you can get out there and rock and roll in your biz. That's all I have for you guys today. Until next time, I'm Erica Castner. Take care.